you got kicked out of Zoom on your laptop, on your computer. So therefore it assigned me as host. And then when you came in on your phone, it assigned you through that as host on your phone.
How did it assign? That is so weird. That is so weird.
I know, it's one of those things.
Next time I'm not going to end it. I'll just switch it off the video. And next time I'm not going to end it. Sorry, everyone. And sorry to those as well. I'm sure some people
what happens, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm sure people have been commenting. Those who have been commenting, I've not been able to actually talk to you because I was on my phone. So I can't see comment if I'm on Zoom. So sorry, guys. It's one of those days.
Okay, it is. So I love what actually Bill Bradley says, and that is, ambition is the path to success. Persistence is the vehicle you arrive in. So know what it is you want, have that ambition, have that big goal, and be persistent. Get into that vehicle of persistence and drive it. Keep driving it, and every now and again you can stop, you can park up, have a rest, but then get back in again and keep going. And that's what will take you there. So it's also important to understand your weaknesses, because if you can understand your weaknesses and get to know them, you can then work on those so that they become your strengths. And what was interesting yesterday, I was driving somewhere to go and pick up my grandson, and I was having to use the sat nav. I hate sat navs. I like to be able to look at a map before I go. I draw it out. I've got a picture in my head and I know where I'm going. I didn't have time to do that yesterday. I had a vague sort of idea of where I was going, but I thought, okay, let me trust the sat nav. So I got my granddaughter to set it all up for me on the car. Fortunately, she knew where we were going, so she was able to sort of help me along the way. But what I found was that my brain processing speed was very slow. I was looking at the sat nav and not concentrating on the road. And then I'd look back at the road and there's people cutting in quick. And I'm thinking, oh my God, what's happening here? And I realized I didn't like that journey at all. And I realized that I was attempting to look at the sat nav and see what it was telling me and understand it. But I know how my brain is wired up. And so therefore my brain wasn't able to process it quick enough from the position where the sat nav was. So what I now need to do is to do a process so that I can speed up my brain processing. So I can glance at a sat nav, get the picture, go, okay, know where I am, trust where I'm going. I couldn't quite hear the sat nav voice either. So I had to really listen and trust what the voice was saying. And I think sometimes, and I realized that this is what's happening in my business. I don't have the picture. I don't have the map. And I work well with maps. And if I've got a map in my head, I'm great, I'm good. And with my business, I don't have a full map of where I'm going or how to get where I want to go. I'm having to trust the guidance, keep looking at a sat nav, so to speak, because the sat nav will adjust according to what traffic there might be. So it's trusting someone else's guidance who knows and has got a bigger picture and got the overview and can show you where to go. And that's what I've not been doing with my business. So for me, it's taking that metaphor, it's recognizing what my weakness is and doing something about it. So that's my next task. This week, I will do something about that. so that not only will I be able to use a sat nav and be comfortable with it and let go of, but the only way I can work is by having, drawn myself a map and got the map in my head. That's the story I've been telling myself, because that was my strength and how I work best. And there's another way of working. So now I can adapt to that, but also with my business. What's the sat nav that's going on in my business? What's the directions that I've been shown that I'm ignoring, that I'm not able to process quickly enough, and therefore I just keep going where I'm going? I'm not hearing the instructions very clearly, and therefore I'm not taking the actions. So that for me is where I'm at next. So it is recognizing your weaknesses and doing something about it. And this is where a coach can come in, someone who can support you, or someone who actually, not so much a coach, but somebody who can help you with clearing those limiting beliefs, can actually help you get in touch with where you're stuck in your body, that resistance, and free up that movement. And really that's what I'm about, is actually helping you release that resistance, move through that stuckness. And so you've got that movement, and you can then take the actions that you need to do, and you can get those investors in 90 days. Yeah.
And also, Carol,
you can do
what
whatever
I've
it is,
realized,
that you set your mind to.
And also what I've realized, we are on social media, there's so
Sorry?
many coaches. Am I muted? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yeah, you're a bit blur.
Okay. Yeah, also what I've realized.
Okay, keep going.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Or do I need to put my earphones?
Yeah.
You hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay. And also what I've realized, we are on social media. There are so many coaches as well that will contact you and say, I can help you with this. I can help you with this. I went to a point where I was like, I do not want to hear no more coaches. It's like I'll hear get messages like 5 coaches a day on Facebook. Like it starts with because I studied psychology, it starts with so what do you do? Like they add you on Facebook. You think they want to be your friends, but they don't. It's like for me, if you want to coach me, it's either recommended by someone, or it's either I watched you doing your live on Facebook, or it's either we have to develop this friendship first. But if you contact me and want to sell something from me, that connection, it is broken. So I went to a point where they start asking questions, like you add them on Facebook as a friend, and then they'll just come and start saying, oh, okay, so what do you do? I'm a coach. And they're like, do you mind if I ask you some questions? I'm like, now I know what's coming. And then they will start asking questions. So I went to a point where not everyone is meant to be my coach. And also, if you want to be my coach, get to know me first. Maybe give me 1 week. Get to know me. Let's talk about my business and talk about what you do, so I can understand your business, so you can understand me, or ask you for a Zoom meeting so we can have a chat. Then I'm able to actually connect with you properly. So I went to a point where I was like, I do not want to hear no more coaching. And I'm going on Facebook. I was like, here we go again. So I'm not saying it's wrong. All I'm saying is, if there's any coaches that are watching me, that are listening to me, if you want to coach someone, or you want to find somebody to help them out, just build a relationship first. Not to add someone like on Facebook or on LinkedIn, and once you add them, without getting to know them or getting to know their business, you want to sell something from me, it freaks me out. Even with my agents, like what you're saying, Carol Ann, that you recognize your strength, your weaknesses. For me, I see it as a process where you had to be in that place where you had to actually recognize, what do I want? If the coaches came before, maybe they wouldn't have taken you to where you need to be. But now there's a realization with you that this is what I'm missing in order for my business to move forward. This is what is missing. And what can I do to reach to where I need to go? That means I need to find a coach. And also in your head, you have the idea that what kind of a coach you need. And for me, that is awesome. And for me, like, to be able to find a good coach, it has to be somebody who is better than this. Because like what I was saying with my branding, I just went, wow, I had enough when everybody else keeps coming in and designing with the landing page. I was zero happy. I wasn't happy at all. But because Rachel, we handed over to the professional, that was Rachel, that the designs that she did. And we ended over to the professional Rachel, hoping that they're gonna change the work and put it more professional, more than what she's done. And there was nothing. And I was like, in the end, I said to her, why didn't we just not spend money and just use your work? Because your work was never changed. So it's like, for me, if I have to work with someone, like, you have to be persistent. But at the same time, I've got to connect. My heart has to connect with the coach. Or if it's a designer, my heart has to connect with that designer. I've got to see the designer. I've got to see the designs. And if I am connecting with it, I've not connected with YouTube at all. That's why I went in and then I was like, I'm going to just do it my way and change everything, banner to the, from thumbnail to banner, thumbnail to banner. Now, when you look at it, everything matches. I'm okay with it. And I even said to Rachel, just take your time, because I realized that she's going to feel pressured to actually do the thumbnail that matches everything. So I was like, let me take the pressure off. Take your time, girl. And the solution for now is this one. So I think it is very, very important. And what you recognize with your work is very, very, very important for anyone that is watching to actually use that. Like, you've recognized that this is what I need in order for me to succeed. And I also have realized my problem, my weakness is I need to take challenge. I need to challenge myself. That's where I've not been challenging myself. I need to challenge myself more. That is my weakness, is where I go for the things that anyone can do. But when it comes to challenge, there is something within me that is, I think I can feel it in my chest, something that is holding me. There's that something that says, am I good enough? So I've decided, after watching Shanda, I was like, I'm going to actually challenge myself and see how it goes, because you never know how it goes. I might have to go to 100 investors or 1,000 investors. So it's okay. I will do it.
Awesome. I hear you. I will hold you to account. We've all heard you. No,
come down, Carol. Come down. Anyway, before we go, before we finish, Carol Ann, if anyone is watching right now and they don't know who you are, would you like to tell our audience who you are? And also, before Carol Ann says something, audience, those who are watching us at Tungoso Talk Shows, please support us by giving us some stars. Nomsa wants some gold. Nomsa wants to reach more people in the community. Carol Ann wants to reach more people into our community. And Amanda, Nick, Brant, Kamau, there's so many coaches that are not here, and they want to, their goals is to actually reach more and more and more. In order for that to happen, we just need your support. So if you head over to Nkosi Talk Show's page on Facebook, and please, on the video actually as well, I've realized that I need to create another video to actually advertise the page. Go to the page, Hope Springs Eternal Introduction Agency page as well, is all linked with Nkosi Talk Shows. Whatever happens at Nkosi Talk Shows, it happens at Hope Springs Eternal Introduction Agency. So if you are watching the video between those two pages, you can press some stars, and the stars will go to the same place, and that's when we can collect them. We collect the stars as money. So please just help us to reach our goal and to reach more people in our community. And Carol Ann, now before we leave, could you please tell our audience, anyone who is watching, and where they can find you, and please explain when you get these stars, how it's going to help you to reach our audience as well.
Oh, that's a good question. I'm not quite sure. I need to get clear on that one. Get the stars help, because it's about being able to get your message out.
Yeah.
And it's been able to impact lives. It's being able to make a difference in other people's lives. And for me, that's what I'm about, is supporting entrepreneurs or women in making a difference in other people's lives by sharing their story. And they're holding back on it, because very often your story is the one thing that's going to move your business to the next level. But you hold back on it because it's emotional. There's a vulnerability involved with sharing, and therefore you don't tend to go there. And so it's the one thing that gets put on the side. And so what I do is I help them to connect with their deeper innate ability to write, to unlock that writer within. And as somebody I was talking with earlier this year, he said, well, what you're doing is personal development through writing. And all of a sudden, it's like it brought my two worlds together, because I couldn't see what I was doing. I was questioning a lot. What am I doing? Why writing? I've done all of this personal development work. And what I love doing is helping people move through stuckness. But it also, I'm channeling it for the writing, because there's something powerful about writing. More powerful than I think any of us actually realize. And I'm just starting to realize how powerful it is, and how we hold ourselves back from writing. The inner child that didn't have a very good experience, the way we talk to ourselves about our writing, about our ability to write. And that's what it creates sadness in my heart, because for me, when anyone says I can't do anything, it's like, yes, you can. You just need to believe in yourself. You need to just work on what's holding you back. What has you say that about yourself, so that you can stand up tall and go, yes, I did that. I didn't think that was possible, but I did it. And so that's really what I'm about. But as I say, I'm channeling through the writing. And you can find me on Facebook as Carol Ann Cooper. And right now, what I've got coming up is a free writing challenge that starts on the 7th of November. So find me on Facebook, and you'll find a link, and come and join the challenge. Again, if it's something you think I can't do, I can't got time to fit it in, stop and listen to yourself. What else are you putting off in your life, in your business, because you think you haven't got time or you're not up to it? Come and do my challenge and see how that can support you with clearing those beliefs and get your business moving as well as your writing. And in terms of these stars, that's a great question. I think it's just about being able to put them to use to get more people, so that those messages can go out. I'll work on that one, Nomsa, and I'll come back another day with perhaps a different answer. But I think it'll still be pretty much the same. It's about supporting and helping people to make shifts in their lives that they think is not possible.
Thank you so much, Carol Ann. And for me, you guys know I'm Nomsa Clara, and you can find me on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. If you join me on Instagram, please send me a message, because I miss my small Instagram. And for those who wants to get bigger and bigger and bigger, it does not getting bigger on social media. You lose the connection with people, because you have to find them. Now I have to, because my Instagram is so big, I now have to find people in names in order for me to connect and like their post and still say, hi, I'm here, how you doing? So I feel that I've lost that small connection with my small community. I no longer have it. So if you are following me on Instagram, send a message as well and say hi, so I can actually find you through messages. So, and also my words of encouragement is just go for the things that you want. If you fall, just keep going, and persistence, and surround yourself with the right people, people that are going to cheer you up. Not everyone is meant to cheer you up, and get a good coach. Not everyone that comes your way is meant to be your coach. Get a good coach. A good coach is somebody that is gonna hold your hand accountable. And some people are just there as angels to push you to do things, but there are specific people that God has created them to hold your hand and help you to do the work. And that's what a good coach does. Hold you accountable and make sure you get there. If you want to find your own voice and lead from within as well, because the talk shows like you're hearing me now, I'm saying I'm challenging myself. 90 days, I've got to create the video. And I've realized I watched Tony Robbins before. Tony Robbins, he was like giving his daughter advice. She wanted to be an actress, and then she wanted to get into acting industry. And Tony Robbins said to his daughter, so what are you doing when you leave? You need to go and find people that can get you there. And he was like, what do you mean? And he was like giving his daughter people's names. And he was like, he didn't even tell his daughter that he was connected to those people. And he said what he did was send a message to the people that is the names that he gave his daughter, to say she's going to get in touch. Make sure that you treat her the right way, not the favor way. So it's like tough, giving a tough, so that she can get to where she needs to go. So it made me realize that I need to do that. I need to challenge myself. So in 90 days, I'm going to create a video. I might update you guys, or I might do a series of what is going on, the glory, the disappointment, and that's what life is about. So I'm happy to go through all that. So that's what I need to do in order for me to get to where I need to go. That's what I'm going to need to do to actually challenge myself, find big investors and sit down with them and tell them why they need to believe in my business. And that is Nomsa. Live with grace, everyone. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and God bless. Now I can stop the video.